Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to pull the cage off and weld it out. So that is a process that I'll walk you through. I've had a few people ask about it, and I'll just go through it. So normally I clean up all the tube before I build it. Sometimes I don't. So in this case I didn't. I only cleaned up a little bit of it, so that means I'm going to have to take all the fillers out and clean everything up. There's definitely a few spots where I could probably use a wire wheel, but we'll see how that goes. But either way, we'll talk about how you do the welding process on a roll cage, as well as some of the main points to a roll cage. So basically, let's get to it. All right, so none of the front tube needs to come off because I made this disconnect point here. So when designing a roll cage, in my opinion, no matter if it's inside or outside, you want to design it so that you can pull it apart as a unit to weld the underside or top side if it's internal. So in this case, we have a removable point here. Also, those two can pop straight up, and then everything from the B-pillar can come up. So this setup we'll leave the frame rails on and we'll remove it from here, and that way this whole setup can come off of the rig all in one unit and then hold its shape. So when you're designing it, definitely think about that. And then a few other key components. So this is the cowl bar here, which this is the cowl of the vehicle. So below the cowl or below the windshield is the cowl bar. Windshield bar, which we also call this the A-pillar area, A-pillar and then B-pillar, C-pillar, so on. So like I was talking about in the last video, it's important to have node points. So this is a node point that spreads the load from any impacts through down to the slider, as well as the front end here and across. So it's important to have a cowl bar to keep this tube from spreading out under a hard impact. Also, another high impact area, especially for off-road vehicles, is this area here. So in my opinion, intrusion bars are really important. Keeps things from coming in the windshield, which is the biggest hole in the cage, as well as almost every time you roll on a normally built vehicle, if you're 60-40 weight or close to that, you're gonna land here. So you're pretty much gonna be here and here, upside down. If you're upside down, you're not gonna be on the backside. So it's important to have intrusion bars. And then as you're wheeling, the B-pillar, when you first go over, is going to be a good high impact area, as well as here. That's why all that is supported, and it's a bend zone. And then you'll probably drag along that as well. But this area, you have the bend here, and then you've got a tube coming in and through, as well as from here that spreads the load across, and here to kind of dissipate the load. So B-pillar, super important to make it super strong. And then like we talked about with the harness bar, get that at 0 or within 10 degrees of the harness. And then from there, everything rearwards on this, in this case, since this is a 2-seater, supports the front half. So it's basically like a big triangle, kind of supporting each other front to rear, obviously with some bends in it. All right, so with a few of those bases covered, let's start tearing this thing down and prepping it to weld, and I'll talk you through what I mean by welding the mains. So let's get started. All right, so when welding mains, this is a question that I had recently. So this tube overlaps this tube, right? And that happens throughout the cage. So it overlaps here, this tube overlaps this tube. There's nothing there, and then it overlaps in each corner. So when you're welding it out, you don't just weld it here and call it a day. You pull this tube out and you weld the mains. So you'll weld all of this to the point where that tube can go back in. And so that's what we're gonna do now, is we're gonna clean up and weld the mains. And then also when you're doing this, you don't want to weld the removable point yet, but keeping everything tacked in place and welding as much as you can on the vehicle is always smart if possible. That way the cage doesn't warp too much. So it's always going to have, I mean, when you're putting heat into metal, it's always going to move a little bit. But if I just took this off and just sent it and welded it out, this whole cage is going to basically shrink inwards, and nothing's going to line up anymore. So when you're welded out, keep it all tacked in place, weld the mains out, and then if possible, so some of these tubes, like this one, have a little bit of more material taken out of the bottom, just so that it can be installed like that. So if possible, if you can weld far enough on the mains, you can put these back in and you can weld as much as you can of these as well, ideally. And then from there, we'll take the cage, we'll pull it off of the cab entirely, and we'll weld the undersides and make a jig, temporary, to hold the structure together and keep it from warping as much as possible. The whole front portion of the cage, or the main cage of the cab. So we're going to get the B-pillar area cleaned up here, where the cage goes, and then we'll clean up all of these tubes, and with all of those cleaned, we can reassemble everything, and then get, like I said before, the mains welded, and then if possible we can get some of the fillers back in and get as much weld as possible. But once this portion is done, and the cage is holding itself back together with the B-pillar, then we will do the back half. All right, got all these tubes cleaned up, so let's get them back on. All right, we got all the mains welded, and then the other tubes over top, and welded as much as we can. So the cage itself over the cab is ready to pull and weld the underside. We just got to do the same thing to the back half. All right, so the entire back half's welded out, everything you can get to, which is pretty much all of it, except for right here and at the bottom of the B-pillars, on the boat side, as well as the cross member there, and the A-pillar here. So the reason for that is so we can pull it. So when you're designing and building a cage, always design it so you can pull it, so you can weld the underside. You don't want to leave all that unwelded. So when we did weld the mains, we welded far enough underneath that we could weld these ones in, and it's already welded underneath. So that way when we pull it, we can finish welding the mains, get all the supporting tubes welded out from the underside, and yeah, get that thing all welded up and back on, and then from there we can weld it in. All right, so in prep to pull a cage, I had to make this thing a roller. So I welded a bunch of stuff on the front end, and then added some bump stops back here. Still got to finish those, and I tacked in some bump pads for the axle. So right now this thing moves. So now with it being a roller, we can cut the tack welds on all of the cage to pull it up. So we'll pull it up, and that way it needs to roll, so we can roll the chassis out from underneath it so that I can get to the underside and I'm not trying to work up on top of the rig. So that's the plan right now. Get this thing, cut the tacks, and start pulling this cage off. All right, so as you can see, the main is welded, and it's welded up to right here, and then we put all the supports in and welded as much as we could, but we have full access to the main still that hasn't been welded because the cab was in the way, and then we can weld all these in and get it all dialed. Another thing, I think I briefly mentioned it, but you got to build something while this is off. So while it's on the chassis, everything's tacked in place, so it doesn't allow much movement. But when it's off like this, if I were to just send it and weld it, even if I jumped around and took my time, it's gonna want to pull. So it's gonna want to pull inwards because I'm welding on the bottom. So you got to support forwards and side to side, otherwise it's going to want to do the same thing. It's going to want to pull in this way too. So not a ton, but to not fight it, just make some type of little jig. Doesn't matter what you use, just get something in there to tack in that so it will hold itself together. All right, so nothing fancy, just a couple pieces of scrap or steel laying around. So I tied in the B-pillar all the way across, and then make sure when you do the tacks to get that in, you do a decently heavy tack and then easy to cut. And then I have it going to the front and then across all those. So that should keep it down to a minimum. We will still jump around a bunch when we're welding this. That way we can keep the heat out of every, not just focused on one zone. We can kind of jump around. The rear is already welded, so I'm not worried about the rear moving, since literally everything B-pillar back is already welded except for just this right here, and that's it. So that should be good enough. Let's get this thing welded. All right, we got everything all welded up underneath. So now we get to prep this thing up real quick and get it painted, except for where it's going to weld to the chassis. So we'll pretty much just clean it all up and paint it all the way down to the last inch or two, and do that all the way around, and then put this thing back on once it's painted. All right, we got a coat of paint around all the areas we can't get to once it's on. So we still have to mount some stuff back here, so I left it, and then all the ends of it are all still left, but everything around the cab and underside and top side has a couple coats on it, so we can get this thing back on. All right, cage is dropped back into place. Everything is lining up perfectly. So now we have to just tack it back in and we can weld it in. That thing's permanent. All right, got that cage all on, welded in. The cab side painted, all the undersides welded. So that's pretty much it on how to do a cage. We still have a little bit left, like I said, door bars and whatnot, but covered a couple good points and it's looking sick. Can't wait to get this thing flex tested and rolling around.